isn't it? With what you talked about coming in, with the number of players that you had and how you considered your team, the whole aspect of the 6 guys that were on the bench and the 5 guys that were on the floor.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously tonight with the bench points, it helped starting the seniors. Some of our best players were coming in, but the question is understood and respected. We do have a team that has 10 players, and I can promise you this, on nights where maybe Thomas Brandsma doesn't do much in the stat sheet, I can tell you the last 2 games in practice, we couldn't have won tonight's game if it wasn't for what Thomas does in the locker room, on the practice floor, and his limited minutes. And I feel the same way about all of our players this year in terms of Millinghouse and Temple and some of these guys that haven't played as much as they've played in the past. They've stayed unselfish, and they've really been the core of this team. And I think when we look back in history and we think about this team, I think we'll think about how unselfish all these guys were to come together this first year and play for Texas Tech instead of themselves individually.
Chris, along those lines, how is it that a team with a guy who could go into the NBA draft this next year, they have 20 losses, and a team with a bunch of scrappy guys is on the verge of 20 wins?
It's just life in the Big 12. I mean, the difference between the bottom and the middle is 3 possessions over the course of the season, and even the difference between the top and the bottom is a couple of games. You think back of our game here, we played with Kansas, we played with West Virginia twice, we've played with Baylor, and so it's the Big 12. The difference between winning and losing on the scoreboard is so fine, and that's why again I have so much respect for our team, because we've stayed the course. And anybody that knows anything about basketball knows that we haven't quit. We haven't held our heads down. We've been the definition of perseverance this season. And I give Shaka, from the outside looking in, a lot of respect too. Here's a team that fights, and I think that's evident in the way they played tonight. Even at the end of the first half to go on that 5-0 run, and they just they never stop. And I have a lot of respect for the Texas program.
What did you think about Justin's night? He went 6 for 10 and had 15 from the floor.
I thought he was aggressive. If he plays the same game tonight, and he goes 4 for 10, I still think he played well, because that's Justin's deal. When he plays aggressive, he's got a chance to be one of the better players in the Big 12. But when you're playing in a team concept, it's hard to always be aggressive. You have to pick and choose your times. And I thought tonight he did that. Late. I'm calling to pull the ball out because I'm more of a mathematic guy. We can win this game if we kill the shot clock. But that's Justin, being a warrior and a competitor, and I respect that. To me, mistakes are a part of basketball, but if mistakes are made within aggressive and within being competitive and trying to make a play, then I have no problem with that, and that's Justin Gray.
What did you think of your guys on the boards today getting that rebounding margin?
Yeah, it was impressive because Texas obviously has a size advantage on us. It's kind of the identity of their team is the size, but I thought we just scrapped. It was equally impressive because we fronted the post a lot tonight, which is a real problem on the backboards. But I thought our guards did a great job, rotation block out. Coach Adams did a good job with the defense, and Augie had a good scout. But give our players the credit. I thought we battled against a team that's obviously a lot bigger and a lot more athletic than we are.
Any other questions for Coach before we let him go? We have time for a couple more. Go to Al.
I like the glasses tonight, man.
Thanks, Coach. I appreciate that.
Look.
And nobody else has said anything, so I appreciate that.
I know how that feels because sometimes I'll get a haircut and no one will notice. And that's just But my daughter, Ella, hey, get your haircut today. Thanks, Ella. I appreciate that, So.
Well, you wore a T-shirt for the first time this year in a postgame, so I
Yeah, we all know the
like
story of Luke right here in Lubbock and Coach, and we've talked a lot to our team this season about perseverance, and certainly this family and Luke, that's the definition of perseverance. So anything to bring awareness to Luke's situation, I'm all for, and his dad and family is a dear friend of mine.
Coach, I know we won't get a chance to talk to you before you head to Kansas State, and like I've asked you before, you still have a lot in front of you as far as this team and the season is concerned. Can you talk about just what you'll see from the Wildcats up at Kansas State?
Yeah, they're a really good team. In a lot of ways, their season's very similar to ours. They're so close in so many ways. They have good players. They have good young players. They have senior leaders. They have a nice balance between outside and inside. They've got a coach that I got a lot of respect for. And so they're just like us. This is the beauty of our sport too, right? It's like no matter how your season's gone, everybody has a new life in March. And this is what March Madness is. It's not just the tournament. It starts with the conference tournaments. You know, there'll be teams that go to the NCAA tournament on the automatic bid that, as of tonight, you wouldn't predict. And this is just the beauty of our sport. And my thing is just enjoy it. And, you know, in every game I've ever coached, we have a pregame where we write things on the board to get our players. But tonight, there was nothing written on the board. It was just March. You know, today's March 1st. This is why you work hard in the summers. This is why you put up with me. This is why you do all the things you do to be a student athlete at this level in this sport, is to give yourself a chance to have some fun in March. And I hope our fans had some fun tonight, and I hope they'll enjoy following us the rest of the season.